everybody in America loves thinking that the fucking government is just shit and it sucks and it's expensive and it's massive and it's unnecessary. But it's like, without it, you're dead. Okay? Without it, you're literally dead. You know what I mean? Government shutdowns. Why it happens only in America when it doesn't actually happen, but why does it happen, or why is it even a thing that will happen? Let's take a look. Why is the government constantly on the verge of shutdown is a question you might ask. Well, as always, let's go to Vox.com to describe it. Why is this a thing that only apparently happens in the one country on the planet? America is the best at having unnecessary conversations over the government shutting down, unnecessary, warfare happening on our fucking streets, and also, number one at medical debt, medical bankruptcy, number one at school shootings, number one at mass shootings, number one at violence, number one at the prisoner population. Whew, both per capita and totality, mind you. It's great. We're so fucking good. We have government shutdowns in Europe too sometimes. Yes, but your governments don't even fucking operate for the most part. And the government shutdowns over something as stupid as the budget is idiotic, okay? It's like shutting down the stream at the top of the hour because there is a fucking 3-minute ad break. It's not going to happen. You can very easily avoid it by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime, okay? It's that simple. It's that easy. All you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, or by getting gifted a sub if you are lucky. Okay? Here's the 3-minute ad break now. No reason to shut down the stream unless Twitch actually fucks up, because it has been fucking up this morning. So maybe it will shut down the stream. Who knows? But here, I digress. Why is the U.S. government always shutting down? Let's take a look.
It kind of gets full when there's a government shutdown. People don't stop throwing stuff on top of it. But I did manage to pick up a couple truckloads of trash before I was told don't do it anymore. People were not even able to volunteer during the government shutdown.
The U.S. is the only country in the world where the government can actually shut down. And the threat looms nearly every year.
7 days till shutdown?
4 days. T-minus 6 days.
5 days.
Government shutdown at midnight tonight.
I just feel that gut, in my chest, not again.
So why does the U.S. even shut down? And what happens when it does?
You travel 3,500 miles to America and find the place shut down.
Every government in the world has to do the same thing. Decide how to spend the country's money. In the US, they do that by passing spending bills called appropriations bills that give these federal agencies their budgets. It happens every year or every fiscal year. Japan is April 1st, in Kenya, it's July 1st, in the US, it's October 1st. And if the government misses that deadline,
the budget wasn't passed. We have no money. And then, you have to come to work anyway, just not getting paid.
We did get back pay. Still, you have to wait for that.
The saddest thing I ever seen was all these hardworking people in a line for their food bank.
It's the conversation at the dinner table every single night. Well, Dad, do you know when you're going to get paid again? No, I don't.
It's the way the U.S. government was set up, kind of.
The answer to why we have government shutdowns actually starts in the Constitution.
No money shall be drawn from the Treasury, but in consequence of appropriations made by law.
And so what that really means is that before any federal money can be spent, there has to be an actual appropriations law allowing it.
But that can be interpreted in different ways, and it has changed over time. Back in the 1800s, there were no shutdowns, but there were other problems.
Agencies would routinely blow through their budgets, then keep spending, and would come back to Congress and ask for more. So Congress passed the Anti-Deficiency Act. It tells federal officials that they really, really can't spend money without an appropriation.
But that didn't stop the government from missing their deadline and creating long gaps in funding. As recently as the 1970s, there were plenty of these funding gaps. And yet,
the agencies sort of pretty much just kept going. It couldn't possibly be that Congress wanted them to shut down if there was no budget bill passed on time, right? But
listen, Canadian chatters, specifically Mars Bars Marissa, please stop posting about the anti-trans protests in Canada. Please, I beg of you, I am going to cover it, okay? I'm going to cover your fake country, okay? I covered it yesterday extensively because your fake country got into heated debates with another country, India, okay? A real one, a real country. Please stop, okay? Please stop before I send the troops over there and take over your fucking country and turn it into another American state, which it basically is. 90% of your population already lives on the fucking border. It's becoming increasingly more viable as global warming keeps rising global temperatures. Don't make me fucking do it, okay? I covered Canada extensively, only talks about India. Yeah, because what the fuck am I going to talk about with Canada, man? It's like America Light. It's Diet America with European characteristics. I will come up there. I will take it over, and I will privatize your fucking healthcare. Do you understand?
what happened was, in the early 1980s, the Attorney General issued two opinions that
One America, two systems, baby.
tightened up this interpretation.
The opinions basically said, no, seriously, unless Congress has passed an appropriations bill, agencies can't spend any money, including to employ the services of their employees.
Even though there technically is money, we have no access to it.
And since then, the US has shut down many times. 1996 was the first big one for 3 weeks, and 2019 was the longest in history so far.
I actually got to work and they was like, we're on furlough, they shut the building down. I was like, oh, the doors, they're not opening right now? They were like, no, it's shut down completely. I was like, what is the furlough? What's going on?
I couldn't work. I couldn't go in. We weren't even allowed to check email.
I ended up, picking up side jobs, right, trying to make ends meet.
These are all the agencies of the federal government. Here are the ones that actually shut down in 1996 and in 2019.
Shutdowns don't have to be of the whole government. So it might just be that one set of agencies didn't get funded. Congress couldn't reach agreement with each other and with the president on whether that set of agencies would get funded, but the rest of the government was funded perfectly well.
In 2019, around 800,000 federal employees didn't get a paycheck for 35 days. But more than half of them still had to go into work, because there are some jobs that the Attorney General said are exempt from stopping completely, what we call essential employees. So while the Department of Transportation was shut down, air traffic controllers still had to work.
I don't show up with a headset and just do that job by myself. All the other aviation safety professionals that assist us and help us on a daily.
I mean, yeah, people will fucking die. Like, that's it. It's that simple. People will just, here's the problem, man. Everybody in America loves thinking that the fucking government is just shit and it sucks and it's expensive and it's massive and it's unnecessary. But it's like, without it, you're dead, okay? Without it, you're literally dead. There are so many parts of the government and so many parts that are contracted by the government that we have basically turned invisible through our hyper-individualist mentality. That through our hyper-individualist mentality that we just take for granted simply because it works every single fucking day. Now, what do I mean by this? A great example of this is the railroad, the freight trains, right? Like the not the public transit railroads, which are also very important, but railroads in general that, carry freight trains that carry chemicals that are a necessity for survival. It's like This kind of stuff is just completely taken for granted because all matter of collective action, like collectivization, all matter of like people working alongside one another to make all this stuff work is turned invisible by these psychotic, hyper individualistic, reactionary weirdos in government. Okay? It's so dumb. It's so silly. Like, yeah, the government is expensive. It's expansive and it's massive. It has awesome powers and it needs to exist, okay?